I am so happy to have you here with me. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Soul Sessions. My name is Sierra, and make sure you follow me at _soul sessions _ on Instagram. Just a disclaimer, as always, this is my experience, my perspective. Universal signs that I receive most of the times help guide me along my journey, teach me along my journey, again, comfort me, protect me, and also reaffirm things that I know to be true within myself. I just needed confirmation. Before we get into what the signs look like, what do they mean, what you do with those signs, I wanted to touch on what I feel universal signs, where they come from, in a sense. Some people consider it their spirit guides. Some people may consider it God, the higher source, the higher power. Whatever resonates to you, just understand there is always something or someone guiding you along your journey. That higher source, that higher power uses these signs. It works through those things to get your attention, to talk to you. In the physical realm, sometimes we need physical evidence or anything that's attainable, that we can touch, that we can feel, hear, smell, know. And these signs come in a lot of physical forms most of the time. And I'm going to get into that very shortly, of symbolism. There's so many aspects to universal signs and what it looks like and what it may feel like and what it may smell like, sound like, to you personally. But if you don't know you personally, you'll kind of like miss out on these signs. You'll miss out on the messages that you are receiving at different points of your journey. And these are, to me, it's very important when I get a sign to understand what that sign possibly meant for me, what to do with that sign, what to do with that message, and kind of dissect it, take what resonates with me, and continue on in my journey so I can grow. Let me touch on spirit guides. Some people call them angels. I know my spirit guide for a fact is my father. He's passed on, but he shows himself to me. And that is through these universal signs. For you watching, if you've had anybody that has passed on in your life that you love, do you sometimes find that you feel their presence, or you're like, wow, I had a dream about them? Or you met somebody and they reminded you of them, like you just felt that they were just like them, like that person, you're like, oh my God, you remind me so much of so-and-so. That is a universal sign. That is them reaching out to you. I do believe spirit guides are still with us, still connected with us, if you're aware of them, if you want to be connected with them, if you allow them into your space. They will reach out to you. They will send you universal signs. So let's get right into what universal signs look like. Life path numbers, number sequences, life symbols, spirit animals, dreams, your instincts, colors, smells, music. It can work through people. People that work with these spiritual tools, it can be tarot cards, it can be candles, it can be pendulum work, it can be crystals, anything that people may use or understand to receive messages. Spirit guides will work through that to give you messages, to protect you, to guide you, to comfort you, to give you deeper understanding of things. And it can work through all of these things. Sorry about the lighting. It's just me rewatching the video and realizing there's other things I wanted to touch on. Well, really quick, these are things that I hear about other people experiencing. So some people have a spirit animal, or some people have a life symbol. And just quickly to touch on those examples, you may have a certain animal that you've loved your whole life. Like for me, I've always loved frogs. I don't know why. I've always been drawn to them. Every time I see them, they bring me happiness and comfort. Sometimes they actually physically show up, and it's at certain points in my life that are needed if that makes sense. Shout out to my friend. I don't want to put out your name because this is your business, but she shared her story and it was dope. She was going through something and she said, okay, show me a sign and show me a butterfly. And she happened to see a beautiful monarch butterfly cross her path. Like, as pretty much when she asked for it, it showed itself. That's not going to be the case for everybody. But I will say, if you ask specifically to see something, let's say a symbol or a sign or a person or whatever, and it reveals itself to you, then that's showing you you're on the right track, showing you the direction to go, showing you comfort, bringing you deeper understanding of that moment. Whatever that symbol is for you or that thing is for you, that can mean many different things for you. That can mean that you're on the right path. That can mean that's a confirmation for what you asked for. That could mean it could be yes or no. It could be anything that you resonated to. So you have to be specific in what you're looking for. You have to be specific in what you want to do, and then bringing awareness into when you see that. What does that mean for you? So again, life symbol, it could be, for example, if you see my other friend, my sister, her mother's life symbol is like the infinity circle. And it just so happens she sees this infinity circle at certain points in her life, and it confirms things or it shows her direction. So be aware of something like an animal or a symbol that you happen to see your whole life that's just always been in your life, and you've always been attracted to a number or a symbol or an animal or something. And now that you have the understanding of that thing, bring more awareness into when you see those things, at what moment, how you're feeling, and what it did for you. Did it confirm something? Did it remind you of something? Did it comfort you along your journey? This is all universal talk. This is all universal signs. So I just wanted to share that it could be things that have followed you your whole life, and you're now understanding that it's a part of your life and you didn't really think of it. Okay, so I'm gonna go over a lot of universal signs that I receive and what they are. For anybody that wants to know, if you add up your whole entire birthday, so that means the day, the month, and the year, add it all up until you get to one number. Like, add it all up and keep adding up and keep adding up until you get to one number at the end. It presents itself, that number for me. Or I'll just see that number somewhere and it's like something happening in my life or a transition in my life, and that number presents itself. It's really awesome. But I do believe you often see things because you're bringing more awareness into that. So, for example, if you are into number sequences, that's another huge way the universe sends you signs, is through number sequences. If you often see like 555 or 111 or 777 or whatever, you often see that number sequence and you're just like, I see this all the time. There's a reason for that, I believe. If you pay attention to when you saw that number sequence, take note of the time and the moment and how you were feeling. You can look up what the number sequence means just to get a general guideline of the energy behind that number sequence. But honestly, I find that I just take what I feel in that moment, seeing that number sequence and what resonates to me. And sometimes I give myself my own message, or I don't always rely on what the internet tells me as soon as I look it up. I generally look stuff up, get a guideline if I've never heard of it before, but also take whatever resonates with me at that time. Try to stay true to you and don't rely so much on what other people have told you or what online, if you search something, tells you, because that is somebody else's experience. That is somebody else's knowledge. I mean, this video is my own knowledge, but also I encourage you to learn to rely on self. What is self saying to you about that moment? How do you feel? And just take note of that. Those two are great signs that I often see on my journey, is my life path number and number sequences. A lot of signs and messages I receive through songs. So a lot of music. Music is huge for me. Music, I often get inspiration from, I receive messages from, and I also get my dad to come through music to me sometimes. So if I'm driving and there's a song that he liked, that I knew from my dad, that we listened to together, that reminds me of him, and it comes on, I personally take that as a universal sign of my father saying hello and he loves me. So I'm always shown, love throughout my journey through that spirit guide of mine. Like, do you feel like you had this question or you had this confusion about something in life, and then you listen to a song and it just like, for some reason, it just kind of like calmed your spirit and clarified things for you? If that's ever happened to you, that's a universal sign. That's a message. That's you being taken care of. That's you being guided. That's all of that. Another way for me that's really big is my dreams. So I receive a lot of messages through my dreams. I don't often share my dreams, but I do write them down. So for anybody that is a vivid dreamer, or you just happen to have a dream and it was like, you can't forget about it. You just feel like there was something you needed to know. There was a message. There was a lot of symbolism. It works for me to write that down. Just to get a little into my own personal life, I've received so many messages before things have happened in my dreams. So those are universal signs for me. That's universe saying to me, maybe what I needed to see and I wasn't ready to face. They're telling me something, they're giving me red flags to be cautious of something or someone. It's shown me numbers, it's shown me colors, it's shown me people I've never seen before, and then something happens later on in my journey and it's deja vu, and I have seen that person in my dream. It's crazy. So for me, dreams are huge. In my last video, if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. I mentioned that I do not have a relationship with my mother, and that's a long story, but I actually received a dream that she removed herself from my life the moment my husband proposed. And it's crazy how in this reality right now, when my husband did propose, she literally, like, our connection stopped. I think our connection stopped. I'm sure, like, she has her own things that she's dealing with, but I was shown that my mom removed herself even before I got proposed to. And it just so happened the moment my husband proposed to me, it just went like left, and my mom took herself out of my life. And I wanted that relationship, and I was trying to have her involved, and literally my mom disconnected herself from my life, and I haven't talked to her since. That's another story, but like, dreams are very powerful for me. So if you're a dreamer, I encourage you to write them down, revisit them. I'll go back in my dream journal and like read over things, and I'm like, and then the moment I happen to read it, it makes sense now. Signs that you are given, the messages you receive may not make sense at the moment, but you need that message. So track it, take note of it, take mental note. If you have somebody you can talk with that you know for a fact has your best interests at heart, that will not do anything to cause harm into your life, that you can share with and talk with, I encourage you to share something with them that you may not be sure of, and they can help you bring clarity to it. They may have a message for you from what you're telling them. And that's another huge sign sometimes, is your intuition. Your intuition is, I want to share it with this person I don't, like somebody I'm really close with. And their intuition, whether they know it or not, spirit is working through them to guide you as well. So that's another example, is not only your intuition, other people, like spirit can work through other people in a way to give you signs and messages. If you're watching this video and there's things you receive through this message, that's your spirit guides telling you whatever you need. Maybe they're working through me without me knowing it. It resonates with you somehow. Something I said resonates with you, and it's exactly what you needed to hear, exactly at the right time. Understand how interconnected we all are. You may receive a message from somebody you've never met, and you're like, you don't understand how much that helped me. That happens to me a lot. Universal signs can work through people as well, not just physical, like symbols and things. Hone in, that's what I said about getting to know yourself. Once you get to know yourself more, who you are as an individual, yourself, your authentic self, your truest self, you are then able to hone in on your powers, your gifts, whatever word resonates with you. in order to help those along your journey. If I'm listening to somebody and I have a message, there's something I need to share there. And that's a lot of the times when I make my videos. You'll see on the Soul Sessions playlist, there's so many things that flow through me. And I do believe that is spirit working through me. Just take what resonates with you, dissect it for your own life, revisit it, and just bring more understanding and awareness into your life. And you'll be like, damn, that's exactly what I needed. That's the message that I needed. That's the comfort that I needed. That's the protection I felt from that. You know, like, I know everything's good. I know everything will be okay through those messages, through those signs. Yeah, I would dive more into things if you're curious about the spirit animals or the life symbols or life path number, or pay more attention to your dreams, pay more attention to the company you keep, pay attention to the interactions you have every day with people. And if something is so similar to what you're going through in life, or it's a message that you got from them that you're like, that was like a nail on the head and it's exactly what I needed, that is universe talking to you. That is not by accident. So I just wanted to share that information and say there can be so many different forms of how the universe speaks to you every day. But if you're not aware of self and aware of kind of like reality, what your reality is, you're gonna miss these signs. You're not gonna understand them, or you're not gonna understand the significance of them for you. And your journey is super unique. Your journey is custom to what you're going through. What may have resonated with you 5 years ago can be totally different at this moment. I may receive universal signs in different ways in my future, but right now, I know how the universe talks to me, and I'm aware of it when it happens. I may not know exactly the message that was given to me, or may not understand it at the moment, but I do understand when it happens. I'm aware of exactly when it happens. So I'm super aware of that on my journey, and you know how the universe talks to me. So I want to reassure you that you are well taken care of, you are protected, you are loved on your journey, and everything you have questions about inside will reveal itself to you when the time is right. There was a day I was at work and it was full of like synchronicities and confirmations. So I want to quickly share what happened to me. All right, so I'm at work and a customer comes in and we have an amazing conversation. She happens to be into all the things that I'm into: holistic healing, healthy living, healthy body, mind, spirit, like healing people, helping people along their journey. Like, in a nutshell, like, we both love to help one another and heal one another. Like, that's a passion of ours. And what she does as a career is acupuncture. So of course that like light bulb went off and I was like, you know, that's something I would be interested in. There's so many things I'm good at and interested in. I'm just trying to figure out that thing so that I can make it a career. YouTube is one of them and I'm getting there, but she was somebody who I looked up to in a sense to say, damn, like, you're doing something, fulfilling your passions. Mind you, she said that acupuncture was like a backdoor into what she's really passionate about. Acupuncture is what she does, but healing and helping people and connecting with people on a deep, holistic level is what her passion is. So she's able to do that through acupuncture. So that was dope. And it just sparked a lot of interest in my self-work and what I'm doing. All right, so that's like one kind of synchronicity confirmation. And she's got products, she's about to leave, her and her husband are walking away. And it wasn't until then that I got her name, we exchanged names, and then she told me her husband's name, you guys. Her name is Cindy, her husband's name is Russell. My freaking mom, my mom's name is Cindy, my father's name was Russell. All I'm saying is I took that as a sign to say my mother and father are both presenting themselves to me, showing me love, even if my mom doesn't know she is. I took it as that. Even though my father's passed, I know he presents himself. So I actually know when my father presents himself. I know he's speaking to me. My mother's not passed, but I took that as comfort in hearing my mother's name, my father's name, and having them two around me. It was just a beautiful interaction. And that was a universal sign that I had comfort, I had love. That I'm wishing you nothing but success on your journey. And I love you from my heart to yours. Thank you for watching here at Soul Sessions.